And hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host Rob, and finally, for the first time in a long time, oh wait, I've got to start the recording. Start again. Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host Rob, and our last show of 2018, me and Nathan Prescott are gonna be
just waffling for a bit.
We're gonna be waffling for a bit, talking about the hot goss. We're not doing our later show because I am DJing for the entire of tonight for the end of the world.
End of the world as we know it.
So I just want to say a big shout out to all the people in the chat, Mr. Sneezy, Aaron Wilson, Arkian and Kamehameha TV. I hope you're all well. Morning hosts. What's up peeps? Arkian, I saw the fireworks in Australia. It's always nice. If you are listening back to the podcast, Happy New Year to the Australians. Probably anyone who's listening, to be honest. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy
New Year for 2019.
Have a grand 2019 getting stabbed to death by myriads of grots.
Played AOS.
Getting your heads duffed in.
And Troggoths, apparently.
Yeah.
Troggoths, yeah. Head caved in by Troggoths while little grots are stabbing your knee. If you're not eaten whole by a mangler squig.
Yeah. Or gently nibbled by a normal squig.
Also, our other Monday night show host, Mr. Jonathan Etland's in the chat. I miss you and I would like to talk to you. He says, Happy New Year, everyone. This year has been great for everything AOS related. Much thanks to the rugged man beast you see on the screen. Now I'm off to drink my toadstool drink so I can end this year card I started last in a drunken mist. Happy New Year to you, Jonathan Etland, you wondrous man beast.
Yeah.
Mr. Sneezy, I was dreaming when I wrote this. I'm sorry if it goes astray. Don't worry. Hi, Speckles. Hope you're well. Stop posting terrible things on Facebook. You're fucking awful at it. Heinrad, Aaron Wilson AOS. Right. Okay. So yeah, as always. So my first bit of 2018 news.
Yeah.
Oh no, you messed up the microphone. Is to say
I'm just rubbing against my beard.
Is to say thank you to everyone on our Patreon and our Twitch. Everyone on the Patreon has helped pay for the show. Everyone on Twitch has helped. It's been incredible. Really value your support. It means the world to me personally, because basically you're giving me a job. So it means we're not putting anything behind paywalls, and we're not doing things that are exclusive. It's just all free. You pay for thehonestwargamer.com. You pay for me to have time to write a book, a bunch of stuff. So, I couldn't have lived this year without you, even if that living is on jam sandwiches, but it's still living.
I can't live without you.
I can't live if living is without you. So yeah, thank you. You guys are amazing.
I can't sing.
I can't sing anymore.
And then they paid loads to make him stop.
Feel free to subscribe to stop me singing. Otherwise, I'll start every show 2019 with a karaoke song with Nathan. Although, if there's an option that you want that, we can set that up as well. But yeah, thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who subscribes on Twitch. Every small thing, every large thing has meant the world to me. So, from eyeballs to screen, solid nation. We're doing loads next year, obviously. Me and Nathan are going to Australia. Yeah, we're going to America. So that might sound like we're living the high life, but we'll be working while we're there. Plus it's hot, so fuck that. Yeah.
Oh, Australia's hot, so it's going to be grand. Oh, I like the hot.
Yeah, I like the hot. Nightstand says, Happy New Year all. Thanks for the content from a freeloaded Aussie thief. Well, I mean, really, that's your entire life, right? Luvo says, hey fellas, congrats on the Gitz release.
Oh, we worked really hard.
Really hard on it. Plenty to keep you busy there. You buy a happy new hobby. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have a great hobby. Gitley, hi. Rob, you guys produce the best coverage week after week. Thank you, never stop. Thank you very much, Gitley. Wow. So then my second thank you for 2018 has to go to all of my show hosts and contributors. That is to people who subscribe, like Aaron Wilson in the chat, who send me messages, who help in all those different ways, but obviously to everyone who's a show host. So Nathan, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
John, every time he's on, what a wonderful man and hilarious, and his dad's a druid. All the people who've helped at the sidelines as well. Obviously my 40k show host as well. Nikos, who ran an amazing event this weekend. Tom, anyone who's come on as a guest. Thank you. Also, that's been great. And then people, and obviously a big shout out to people like John Scrivens, LLV, Tom Wallace, who does the website, Speckles. There's Chuckabutty, who helps with live coverage. Mikey, who came down and helped this weekend with the live coverage. So just anybody who has been around to help this year,
loads.
It's been great. So yeah, thank you. You guys are great. And then music plays. Oscars, pull him off.
and my mum and dad and God and everybody else. But most of all, the moon, the bad moon.
The bad moon. Nave, before we get on talking about the Gitz, what's been your highlight of 2018, do you think?
The highlight has been the last week when we found out that Gitz were coming.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the whole highlight. No other highlight in the whole thing.
Not even the models, just the fact that they were coming. That was Christmas Day. It was the best day.
Ever.
All
right, okay, good. Good. I'd have to probably think it through if I was to think of my highlights for 2018. Maybe the Bobo coverage.
Yeah, the Bobo coverage was cool. I enjoyed playing at Slaughter. I had a good run with the Iron Jaws there. I enjoyed that. There was some good games.
I enjoyed the Slaughter.
Yeah,
the Seraphon were fun. I enjoyed playing Seraphon for a bit, yeah.
Watching Jonathan pushing the Dispossessed around, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Jonathan Atlas says, I want to thank God for creating the Remington steel shotgun so we can fight the dinosaurs.
Didn't work against the dinosaurs at Slaughter, did it? What was her name? Matilda.
Matilda.
The one with the engine of the gods on her back.
Ma'am dear, thanks for subscribing for 11 months in a row. That's amazing. That was a funny weekend. I got to also say, shout out John. This weekend when we did the first League of Nights tournament.
Yeah,
it was quite cool, but it was won by a Swede.
Was it?
A Swedish fella flew over to play. His name's Linus.
Yeah.
He's a gen, and he won.
Skills.
He's from the north. He's one of the Sami people.
Oh yeah. Out of the forest.
Yeah, he came out of the forest.
Played his nice.
Giddy says one of my highlights 2018. But yeah, also everyone in the chat, what's your highlights? Please let us know. One of my highlights 2018 is hearing Jonathan saying sloppity bar piper, slippity billy bloop. And if you're listening to the podcast, please, or YouTube, leave in the comments what your favourite part has been in 2018. Doesn't even have to be related to the show, just like your bit of favourite part of the hobby this year. If you're listening to the podcast, like tweet us, send us a message. Any of those things, that'd be cool. That would be fun. Archean Bloody Vikings. Linus was a top bloke too, says Home Minister. Yeah, he was lovely. Necrolepsy, I should be working. I had to swing and say hello. Maybe I'll be able to catch a live stream one day. Necrolepsy, surely you're always sleeping. I don't know how that works. Anyway.
Too many words.
Al Wilson, my highlight was Crimbobo, my first ever AOS Major, and it was the most awesome experience. Cannot wait for the Sheffield Slaughter now. So to meet you on the Friday night. That's what most people say. But by Sunday they get tired of me real quick.
Yeah, Crimbobo was great again.
Yeah, Mam Dear. Well, the only reason I was thank you, Mam Dear, for donating a 300-bit special marker this year was Legions of the Gash are dry pussies. They are. That's true. That's really true. We're not attending the AOS Team Champs in Jan. And hi, Bob Monkey Cheese. Hi. So I think the reason I loved doing the Bobo coverage so much was the first time back in the hot seat for me. But it was also the first time, so when I left Games Workshop, I was like, not despondent, but I'd fallen out of love with having created live streaming for AOS, really, because all the joy was taken out of it. It was horrible, right? You do the most amazing job in the world, but it's just a horrible environment. It is horrible, no matter what it is. But it kind of reignited that love and passion and desire, and I kind of was like, oh yeah, if you're just with a bunch of people who like Warhammer in an environment where people like it, this is the easiest job in the world. I mean, the technical issues are always issues, but as in, we're just talking about that thing we love as a spectator sport. And I've got to say thank you to you, Nathan, because I was sat there one time when we were doing the coverage and I was just listening to you commentate, and I was like, yeah, keep talking. Say them words. Yeah. Say them words to me, baby. Yeah. He was shouting at the screen as you were telling Pa to stop doing whatever the hell he was doing. And I was like, this is why. And then, and I think I got to also shout out Alan as well from Curimbobo. And also Dispossessed Dan, got to say thank you to him. Alan this weekend, at Crimbobo, when he was just not doing anything he should, made for electric coverage, which I was on the seat of my pants. I haven't been that excited about doing coverage since I was at the South Coast GT, when I watched Joe just fucking nosedive, nosedive for the win. That was my highlight, because it kicked off me creating the website, the workbook, wanting to do more coverage, which is going to be probably the first quarter of 2019 from the Honest Wargamer, you're going to see a lot of coverage from us from different tournaments and events, which hopefully should like get better and better. I'm hoping. If I can make one computer machine talk to one computer machine over 3 websites, Nate, how do you feel about that?
Too many websites. Too many websites.
And also, just a shout out to Andy Dunn, who's in the chat. I was also really excited when they got better hand dryers in the toilets at Warhammer World.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really.
You were too excited to buy it.
My highlight was the Seraphon minigame, Rob. Gone but not forgotten. Yeah, me and Andy, that was fun. Sheffield Slaughter was fun because that's when I was doing. No, wait. Was that Sheffield Slaughter when I was doing the minigame? When, yes, Engine of the Gods was still available. And the Starseer, you can still play the minigame. And I was always like, it's always a 6. And then people were like, what? Me and Andy Dunn had the best time there. That was great. My highlight was when Den was exposed as the terrorist he is. That's true. That's true. I'm glad we did a lot of bigging up of that man. Kalas, I got Makar as a gift today. I hope she'll be the omen of the new year in the steps of the Gitz. Makar? Maraka? I'm sorry, I don't know. My highlight of the year was dodging you at the doubles AOS events as Nights Owl. After game 3, we were on the table next year. I don't want to play him. 2018 was the year John's hair left and he ran his own Twitch channel for a month. John's hair? Scrivens? Who? FYI, by the way, I did a 19-hour shift on Saturday and I got fucking no clue what's going on. JJ number 10, alright lads. Merchant Prince, you got to go, haven't you? Like, okay. Johnny Hawkwind, thanks for subscribing. Andy Dunn, thanks for subscribing. On this one game, my highlight was Boba the weekend I felt I became part of the Gitz gang, says, I think that's John Scrivens, who also, one of my highlights was when Scriver got so drunk that he couldn't come in the next day and then throw a ball over Nathan's house.
Yeah. There's now one of the Groff fanatics is called Scrivo. It's the one curled up in a ball next to a pile of vomit.
Oh my god, the Scrivo model! Oh wow, that's great. Yeah. My highlight was watching Bobo 2, says Bob Cheese. Made me really want to get involved in actually gaming, but it also encouraged me to pursue my own channel, which has been steadily growing. Oh, I'm glad that. But go check out Bob Cheese's Twitch channel. Yeah. /Bob Cheese.
Cool.
Wesley, my highlight was discovering the Honest Wargamer, awesome AOS coverage. Oh, thanks very much. Thanks very much, was it? Where's D69?
Are you a wizard?
Where's a D69? And also RIP the Skink Star Priest. Right, Nathan's got to go soon because he's got to do unspeakable things for a young lady in Leicester. So
that's true.
That's true. That's true. Me and Nathan, thank you. Also, Makar, Daraka. Nights Owl, we need to communicate. I don't know what we're doing, but me and Nights Owl are going to get whatever's happening in the chat.
Just saying words at you.
Either I might be too stupid today, so that's fine. And thankfully, also 2018, we can leave behind that time. Me and Nathan both got pepper sprayed. We can just.
I'm surprised I still get mentioned in that phrase. That time in 2000.
Not long. No, I thought in 2018 I got pepper sprayed. Nathan.
I got pepper sprayed.
Right, so
yeah, that was
all that lambasting about ourselves behind us. So, yeah, there we go. Spoiler: he might use his penis. Spoiler: he might not. So let's talk about AOS. Right, finally, yeah, instead of ourselves, a bunch of fucking egotistical pricks. So there's some leaks that have gone out yesterday and today, and then because of the leaks, the marketing department I've decided in 2019 we're going to call them the marketing department.
Yeah.
That's the nicest way to call them. Not a community team; they're a marketing department, right? Going to fucking zero in on the rules. Yeah, the marketing team. Hi, Prof T. Had to put all the pictures up of all the stuff because someone had screenshotted. And again, anyone in the world who gets the opportunity to screenshots or take a sneaky pic of something super quick and stick it on the internet, please do, because it means that they have to put it up earlier, which is just great. But yeah, right.
We get all the info from the propaganda department, so yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So initially we saw some gloomy pictures, gloomy. Thanks. Gloomy pictures. Yeah, there were some gloomy pictures inside from a white dwarf, I think, or possibly even a battle tome.
No, from a battle tome. It's probably one of the review battle tomes that have been sent out because obviously they're going up for pre-order on the 5th. So on Saturday.
So we haven't said this in a while. All the #pleasant for plastic lads we'll be doing. So pre-orders go out on the 5th. So expect some YouTube channels and also some podcasts to be doing some reviews.
Yeah.
I would probably take all of the information they give you with a pinch of salt and wait until you can get something more like relevant.
Yeah.
But that's not me trying to be heavy-handed there. That's just me saying that if they're not too nice, they won't get to review them. So just be cautious with your excitement. Don't get hyped up by people intending to hype you up to buy something. Get hyped up on the real shit, the real talk.
Well, so we've obviously had the stuff, the videos that showed the models, which looked awesome.
Yeah.
And then also a quick flick through of the battle tome. So where we've been able to freeze a few frames in that photo, in that little video. So from that we've picked out, I mean, you can sort of see how many battalions they're going to be. Looks like about 10.
10 battalions.
That's awesome.
And we have seen, and we saw the rules for one of those battalions was leaked.
Yeah.
Which was the Troggoth one, which now we know we can do an army of Troggoths.
Yep.
Very cool. But the Troggoth queen, the Troggoth hag herself, although called a hag, she's really a queen. She's not the leader. It's a Troggoth boss.
Yeah. Dankold boss or something like that.
A Dankold Troggoth king.
Yeah.
But if they're white, so first port of call, obviously, to everyone out there on the internet, this is vital, Nath. If someone doesn't get him and her, and doesn't green stuff him in a tux and her in a wedding dress, you just aren't even doing the hobby. Yeah. And there will be a special prize delivered by the Honest Wargamer. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be a special prize for the first person who does that and pays that up. Because I want that on the top of my wedding cake. I'll never be married, but I want that on the top of my wedding cake. The Troggoth King and the Troggoth Hag married. And then, if you remember Throg from Warhammer Fantasy Battle days, he can be their little like kid,
page boy,
or a page boy. Yeah.
So looking at the 2 pages where all the points and stuff were, what I've picked up from looking at that, because normally the top 2 are, well, the top few are the battle line, and you can see the blurry word is longer than the other blurry words under the roll. So it looks like there's 2 types of battle line.
Yeah.
Now, when we've looked at the community post, they talked about the terrain piece bringing back units of shooters and stabbers. So that sounds like the battle line is just going to be the grots, but they might be separated into shooters and stabbers.
Okay.
So, which is cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully, because the shooters have been not very popular of late. So never ever. The Git mob shooters have been better. So that's quite cool.
And hopefully there's some sort of advantageous buff for the shooters.
For taking shooters.
Yeah.
As well as the
because
stabbers.
we could formally all of the Moonclan Grotzes you bought, like if you were to buy a box, as you can do now, you go in, you could equip them basically with spears, with or shields and spears, or shields and swords, basically, or bows. But there was a massive advantage, obviously, for the melee ones and not for the shooting variant. So hopefully there's an improved war scroll for the shooting variant. Yeah.
It's mainly because the other ones had the shields, and if you had 10 or more models, you got +1 to save because they were really good shields. So there you go. Then, so looking at the other blurry things under leadership or under battlefield role, I reckon there are 2 unique characters.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Scragrot.
Hold on. I just want to say thanks for subscribing to Haywo Twitch, who's said grot a lot to talk about today.
Grot loads.
Grot loads to talk about, boss. I also missed out on my gag because we went past it. But do you think the marketing department, when they saw the leaked pics, were like, "Oh, those gits,
those gits
with them gloomy pictures, those spiteful gits." So there's 10 battalions.
Yeah. 10 battalions, 2 standard battle line. So you like.
So your battle, not battle line just battle line.
Just battle line,
battle line.
And then 2 unique guys. So we're looking at Scragrot and whoever there's a named character, I've forgotten the name, but it's the dude, the Dankold Troll King that's in the realm of Shaman. who's got that area of dank.
Okay, so the big Troggoth character kit that we've seen
looks like there's a named character there.
Oh, so it'll be built you can build it two ways, maybe more, but there'll at least be a non-named character. So it'll be like a Tree Lord Ancient Durthu sort of box. Okay, that's awesome. And then there's obviously Scragrot.
Yeah.
So they're unique characters, so you won't be able to take more than once.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's nice.
But like you say, you'll probably be able to take other Troll King, Dank Troll, whatever the hell they are. They're mushroom trolls. You'll be able to take more boss types of those, like Tree Lord Ancients.
Nice. Okay, good.
Probably about that sort of size. It looks like a really big fella.
Yeah, I think well, because there's pictures with Felwater or Troggoth in the background, and a Felwater Troggoth seems to be like, I would say that they're Tree Lord Ancient size, that big fella. I just want to say, have you talked about all the new Snotlings and how awesome they are? We are on it. Chuckabutty, what's up? See you on Wednesday. Weezy, thanks for subscribing. Speckle says, I want all them is big dudes and troll hag and a little load of trolls. Just doing some posts of just social systems Wargamer, and then Zemini's, I'm so damn excited for Troggoths. I think we're all, what's really funny is guaranteed Troggoths. And no, I'm not gonna piss on anyone's chips. I guarantee that anyway, never mind. Let's see. Go on, carry on.
Yeah.
I reckon that'll be these look the coolest, but therefore aren't the best sort of a trap.
Yeah, you reckon? Yeah.
But like, I don't want that to be true. I want the Troggoths to be great.
I think they'll all be hitting on 4s. Except their vomit. Their vomit is normally quite accurate. So
like that short range shooting so far on trolls, like it is decent. Like, look, I'm so into it, and I love that as a story. The bit I'm so excited about is we're going to do the rules. We're going to cover the rules, but I'm really excited for the story.
Yeah.
Really excited. Hi, Das.
Jet, you've already said hello to him. Oi, calm down.
Calm down, Jet. They're not out yet.
Stop.
Yeah.
So, hey, quiet now. So, what else? So also you can see, you can pick out what is Behemoth. So I reckon there's 5 Behemoth and 2 leader Behemoths. So you've got 2.
Do you think there'll be a special character on top of because we've seen a Mangler Squig.
Yeah.
So 5 Behemoths.
Yeah.
So we know what we've seen a Mangler Squig.
Yeah.
Then there's the non-named Troggoth big fella.
Yeah.
So that's 2.
Yeah.
Oh, then surely there's Spider. There's Arachnarox.
Yeah. And then Spider Arachnarox with Shamans on top.
What? So is that 2? Because one's a character.
I reckon they'll split them. There's a chance that they'll split those.
Oh yeah, so there'll be the Flinger.
Yeah.
So Arachnarox is 2, but that still leaves a 5th.
Yeah, well, we've got 2 leader Behemoths. So the Mangler with the boss on, and then the Arachnarox with the Shaman on are going to be the 2 leader Behemoths.
Oh, and wait, what about the Troggoth King boss? Oh, he's a unique one.
Yeah, he's unique, but then maybe the other big Troggoth is going to be a Behemoth, but not a leader.
Right.
I don't know, because I reckon there's only 2 leader Behemoths. But I mean, we're looking at a blurry picture here, so we could just be guessing.
Yeah.
So
we in fact are guessing.
We are definitely guessing. And then 11 leaders. So we've seen what they called the Gobbapalooza.
Yeah, the Gobbapalooza.
That's got 5 dudes, and no, we don't know if they come all as one or if it's just going to be like 5 different variants of Shamans.
Yes.
And then obviously you've got the Loon boss. And then you've got they've mentioned Loon boss on Cave Squig, on Giant Cave.
So is that 6 different types of Shaman?
Might be.
Or is it a gang of wizards?
Yeah.
Like a shamanic gang?
Yeah. I mean, in the fluff video that they released, what's it called?
Narrative,
whatever the hell it is. That they talked about the Gobbapalooza. It sounded like it's just the old Loon King goes around finding those wizards that have been driven mad by the bad moon.
By the bad moon.
And then hitting them with his special stick and turning them into goblins, basically.
Nice.
Yeah, infecting them with a fungus and yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
And we heard also that the Dankhold King, so that's the Troggoth big boss. He's got he's from the narrative video. He's in the realm of Shaman. You said.
Yeah.
They forged, which seems like an odd realm, the realm of metal. but maybe not. You never know. Like, it's quite cool. The corrupting influence of the dank hold.
Yeah, well, I think they probably wanted to use one of the realms that was existing, like that they've already explored. So the ones they've really explored at the moment are Shimon, Life, Gairan, Ashqui, and bits of Gur.
Yeah.
So they've kept the Uglu and...
No, they've done Uglu quite well. Like,
they've mentioned...
Well, they've said that Uglu is shadowy, but like all of the Daughters of Cain book is based in Uglu.
Yeah, I guess there's a fair amount in Uglu, but they're mainly keeping Uglu for Malarians dudes, and then Hish for Tyrion and Teklas's dudes.
It's a lot of focus on elves, though, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, and then obviously we've done loads on Shaish as well. Yeah. So yeah, it just sounds like they're keeping those two specifically for elves.
Yeah, it does really feel like the world is Ashqui. The world, like, so, like, when I start to picture the realms now, if you will, like I can picture like the realm of fire, and I see like volcanoes, but like I know for a fact there are still trees and stuff, but they're more, you know, kind of robust and fiery and those sort of things. And there are rivers, but like, and they've got some fellwater trogos, but these fellwater trogos maybe, like, you know, like instead of spit and vomit, they spit fire, or you know, like, and then I can have that same picture in my head and move it into the realm of shadow, and it's all the same. It's just a lot gloomier, you know, like, and I love that, like, because it feels like the rivers are alive now with trolls, and the caves and whatnot, and they're full of Moon Clan. Trees are full of Spiderfang. The skies are full of Kharadron overlords. Hopefully, the graves are full of Stormcast. The cities are full. There are carts and merchants. Like I really do feel like not for the first time, but it's slowly started to grow to that part where the world is now like alive in my head, and it's not the atypical fantasy Europe that we used to have. It's this it is this fantastic place of infinite imagination. So everyone's version of the AOS realmscape is different, but I think that's really awesome.
Well, having listened to the audio drama with Gotrek and
has anyone else listened to that?
Realmslayer.
Good point, Jet.
I think a few people have. So there's quite some cool descriptions in there of Hammerhall and stuff like that. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, definitely cool.
Yeah. AOS Warhammer AOS says, "Cut me and I bleed green."
Yeah, sure.
Merchant Prince says Realm of Metal makes sense because Grots live underground in the mountains where metal is most prominent. It's also associated with alchemy, and Grots do a lot of fungal alchemy. That's cool. I do like that they're keeping their shamanistic culture. I think it's a little bit on the nose that they sound Jamaican. In the welcome to the bad moon, man. Yeah, so we want to go dancing and do some daggering,
some voodooing.
Yeah, go on. So please continue.
So yeah, that's it from the video on the points wise looking stuff. I mean, we've the leaks that I believe were on Facebook show the Mangler squig with the loon boss on. And then we've had the Mangler squig.
Please continue. Sorry, it's just so Luvo says, let me just I will just impartially read the Twitch chat. Archeon says, almost as if the game was new and needed filling out, just like Warhammer Fantasy did. Aaron Wilson, I feel like now the realms are populated, the gods are settled, and now the 8 realms are totally their own world. Luvo, read Josh Reynolds' books, novels, they're the shit. The legit Bat Pyramids is the nuts. Zeminis, cut me and I bleed Troggoth, drool. Says Zeminis, he's very excited. Warhammer OS, I am a git. Weedley, really enjoyed Realmslayer. Red Strike 2K7, Ben Curry eats turds. Hidden Dreams, I want to see the centerpiece model riding a centipede. Speed Thief, they're very dank. John, what did we say about accents? And Prof T, are they going to give up some of the war machine bits of the army? They said they're moving away from the mechanics engineering. Yeah, they're not having any war machines, are they, right? There's none listed on there.
It doesn't look like it, no.
No, good. Okay. Please continue, Nathan. I read that all impartially.
Yeah.
No inflection.
Cool. So the Mangler squig with the loon boss on looks pretty damn sweet. So that and then they've brought that up in the community article.
Yeah.
that you've got the variant with the hero on it. So, and then obviously the variant without the hero. So it's pretty sweet.
The manglet looks massive.
Yeah, it looks mental.
Massive. Well. What do you think of that?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
do you think it looks like two manglers, one on top of the other? The classic. I've got two manglers from one kit situation.
Yeah.
Do you think? Question. Do you think? So, something that used to be famously done was a mangler squig used to get bought, and then someone would take the top mangler off, put it on another base, and they would have two mangler squigs for the cost.
Yeah, I bet you could still do that.
Well, do you think that they will have designed the kit intentionally to not let someone do that?
I don't. Well, if they have, it'd be interesting to see how that's not going to be possible, because there's two pretty hefty squigs there.
That's true. Yeah.
So I reckon some people are still going to get away with that.
Property also says Big Troll has a dwarf statue head as his hammer. Holy bananas.
Yeah, it looks like one of the manglers has got like a big piece of dwarf masonry on a chain as well. So yeah, pretty sweet. And then also in the Facebook leak, we see the sneaky snufflers being revealed. So the interesting little caption underneath that picture is led by sneaky snufflers and the prophetic visions of a fungoid cave shaman, the Moon Clan Grots find a way around the Caradron Overlord's flank to stab them in the back. So it does sound like those are buffing pieces that are going to maybe give you ambushing or deep striking or movement shenanigans.
It would make sense. I wonder if they're going to go along like the Beast of Chaos route, because this is effectively, it's a new release, which is exceptional, but it's also an amalgamation, right?
Yeah.
So like we have Troggoths being like they're no longer allies. They'll be part of this book. So they'll have the Gloomspite Gitz keyword, which is cool, and obviously Spiderfang as well.
Yeah.
So really, are we going to see like a Spiderfang allegiance, or are they going to have like all of a Grot allegiance? And then the Troggoths, I don't imagine the Troggoths to be particularly sneaky. So are we going to see like we did with the Beast of Chaos? Are we going to see with the Dragon Ogres? The Dragon Ogres, are they going to have different? I would like it if they had different command traits and allegiance abilities. That would be cool. There definitely isn't a Troggoth wizard, which is a bit sad. Well, no, there might not be a Troggoth wizard.
Yeah, but it looks like when the Maglog, or whatever the hell his name is, the Shadespire one gets released, I think that one will be a wizard.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
So that might be a way around it.
Yeah. Okay, all right. It's just interesting because I like that.
I assume it's going to be fairly similar to the Beast of Chaos, like you say. Yeah. So you're going to have different traits and things, but then you'll be able to. I'm going to take this Troggoth army, but then I'm going to just drop a couple of shamans and just so I've got the wizards and I can use these endless spells.
Oh, we haven't talked about them yet. Hi, Elfin Minis, by the way. Yeah.
So yeah, the endless spells looking sweet as well. 4 of them.
Yeah, the endless spells are looking very sweet. Yeah. But what's I think really key is 2 of them are very spider-centric.
Yeah. So you got the Arachna Cauldron.
Yeah, which so I would take him. That one I love, and I think it looks excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Wall of Spiders looks fucking toss. Yeah, in my opinion, it looks awful. Yeah, but that was we looked at it on the day, didn't we?
Yeah. The cauldron looks amazing. Yeah. The cauldron looks super detailed and stuff. The run of spiders looks a bit flat, but then when you look up close, you can see the detail on the backs of the spiders and stuff. So I think once we get hold of the miniatures, I think they'll look a bit better than how they look in the photograph, especially that one. I mean, it does look a bit flat.
Yeah, that one does look flat. That one looks flat, but let me can I touch on the cauldron again, because I do love how that looks. Yeah. That looks ace, especially spidery legs. I also it's always a bit odd when you see some of these models because they're painted so lovely, or sometimes they're not, and like you've got to. Do you ever go shopping with a girl, Nath, and then she goes, "I like this dress, but in green," and I honestly couldn't tell. Like, I can't see beyond what it looks like. Does that make sense? I'm like, no, I can't see it. I don't understand. I can see the colour I see.
Green.
Yeah. But And I think that's sometimes about when I see the models. Like the red one might be less flat if you just did all the spiders different colours, for instance. So I like, that's me being fair to that. And I also think the basing sometimes can really let them down, because like they do really plain basing, so it shows off the model, which I think is excellent, because then you're not having your eyes drawn to the base. But I would say that a really, really good model has as much time spent on the basing probably as does on the actual model. So I sometimes get a little bit like, oh, but I think the cauldron looks. Also, another wall spell. Like, and when I played with you, you've put Gravetide down. I know you're talking about Palisade, Gravetide, Palisade, and the other one. Is there only 2 wall spells?
So Gravetide's a moving wall spell, and then the Palisade, I used that once against you, but that was just
so then that's now Moonclan have access to 3 wall type spells, so long models to block stuff, which is ace. Plus, obviously, we'll talk about the Romskeep feature in a minute, but so a lot of mechanical like blocking units in there.
Well, yeah, and that big mushroom thing and the moon thing are quite big as well. So yeah, I mean, they say they do touch on the cauldron thing. They call it Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron.
Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron.
Yeah, Scrap Scuttle's.
They really don't want people to say that live on air very quickly, do they?
So, and that gives your wizards greater arcane power and damages nearby foes.
So like a +1 to cast or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That's cool.
So.
And then there's the mushroom nuke. Yeah,
the nuke mushroom, the big bad moon, and then the wall of spiders.
Do you think the nuke mushroom is going to be very much like the comet? Like so, if you look at the past, if you look at the Stormcast release, and obviously you look at the Beast of Chaos release, there were in both of those 2 releases there was a 100-point model. You know, there was the comet from Stormcast, there was the Balefire Taurus from Beast of Chaos. So I wonder if at least one of those 4 is going to be. I don't know if the Nighthaunt also have a 100-point model as well. They might do. I don't think they do. So it maybe it's not common, but it would make sense if they had like a big damager one. Yeah,
I mean that big mushroom does look like it could do some damage. Be interesting to see what the bad moon does as well. That probably maybe a buffing piece for the moon.
Yeah, the bad moon looks like a buffing piece, I'd say.
But it's going to be great, because I've really enjoyed playing with the endless spells. Is so having access to 4 more specific for your faction.
It's great.
Going to be freaking mental.
Agreed. So what about the giant terrain piece?
Yeah. So now the terrain piece is massive.
Yeah.
It's going to be great for blocking line of sight if you want to protect your little shamans, hide them behind that.
Well, it's huge, right? And I think already the standout piece of like obvious like choice in like competitive players, the giant piece of terrain and 2 to 3 squid gobbers stood behind it. Immune to being shot, challenging to be charged, and it also take up like quite a large, like if you want to like block off like we said, movement, like if you want to like create like an impenetrable wall, basically, it wouldn't be impossible, because it is really big. I think it's bigger than a Sylvaneth Wildwood, or it looks bigger than a Sylvaneth Wildwood.
Well, the base, I'm not sure but it's it looks awesome. Like you say, it's quite chunky, and then they mention a rule on there which sounds pretty bent.
Go for it.
So available at no match points.
So it's free, so there's always going to be one of those on the board.
To your army. This icon of the bad moon has a chance to return destroyed units of stabbers and shooters to the battlefield, representing the unending horde summoned to the battle by the bad moon. So there's another summoning mechanic.
So wait, 1 command point, I can bring back 60 graphs. For Achilles is in the gash. Cool. Like whatever, like we say,
we'll have a look at the rules
when the book comes out. We'll actually look at it and we'll actually break it down as to whether or not we think it's bent or not. Like at the minute, good. Everyone wanted more returning massive regiments to life for free. Hey-wo, I got a really good point to make about game balance, which every other positive for play podcaster will make. If everyone has it, it's fine. You just have to wait 2 years for everyone to have it.
I can't wait for my Dispossessed to get
Free dispossessed with more dispossessed.
I think I might be waiting a while. So, Saturday, the 5th of January is when that book's coming out. And that's when we're going to find out what the proper rules are.
No, so it's not coming out on the 5th.
It's going on pre-order then. So.
Yeah. So, but that means that more than likely you'll have options to listen to a bunch of podcasts and shows where they will talk about it. Like I say, and like Arkian said in the chat earlier, a really good strategy also is to wait for the 2-week FAQ as well. Because
stuff will be changed.
So the book will come out. So it's basically a month from pre-order to the FAQ drop for you to actually reasonably know how the army will potentially perform. Now, obviously, like if you're super cool, and that's the only reason I had this conversation yesterday. The only reason we say that is to help you make better buying choices, because there's nothing worse than just being disappointed.
Yeah, if you're looking to buy stuff that you're hoping to make a competitive army with, and you're obviously just wanting to buy stuff for a specific army, then obviously you're best off waiting till you've read the book, waited for the FAQ, made your army list, then go and buy what you want specifically.
Yeah.
But if you're just a mad collector like some of us, then fucking just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah, like do you? Yeah, like do you? The only reason we bring it up is so that like you're making your choices based on what, and again for fun. Like it's all awesome having a Troggoth army. Yeah. But you do want to be aware, like, I've bought all the Troggoths, like, great. And you go, okay, this probably wins 2 out of 5 games. Yeah, that can be a little bit disappointing because you can just be like, well, I actually really wanted to use them. But when I do, someone fucking kicks my teeth in all the time. So just don't go into it thinking, like, but if you genuinely buy them because they're cool, buy them because they're cool. And then stick with that as a process and be like, it's fine that they're all dying. They're dying really cool.
Yeah.
That's
the way they die.
Yeah. I think the big terrain piece is going to cause friction.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to causing friction.
I can't wait for people to just be like, well, you see how you can't see me? Squigobbers.
You see
fucking squigobbers.
Yeah.
Chukabutty, new dice look shit. Do you like the new dice, Nath?
They don't look grand on the picture. At least I'm not a fan of them. Some people might be.
You don't like them? Really?
No.
I think they look hilarious.
They look funny.
Yeah.
They look great for like wound markers.
There you go. Nailed it. Wound marker, you still don't know what the fuck it says. But
no, they're not that bad. They're not as bad as like the Deepkin dice. You can actually see what the number is that you've rolled. But they're not square or
they're not dice.
They're not cuboid.
Cuboid?
They're
not cuboid.
They're sort of round.
I want to just read out some things in the chat here. Hidden Dream says, I like all the new armies. Darkling Coven says, hi. Warhammer S says, hi. Donal says, hi. Hi, Donal. Jonathan Etland says, as a proud owner of 3 sets of iNet dice, I love them, so screw you, Nathan. Dad Howard CG, you could just get better. Scorched Privateers are kicking ass at the minute. Another 2-1 result as one day. Woohoo! And also, Spleen Thieves makes a good point. Them cube squigs are cheap cave squig alternatives.
Yeah. Just base a load of those.
Yeah, just base a load of those. And they come pre-painted, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Stick little legs on, little.
That's it. Stick them on 32s. These are just cuboid squigs.
So Dunani says all the games that have recently been terrible. Deepkin, Death Guard, and these got dice. They're all awful to read, but they are cool looking.
Yeah.
Those dice are what happens when squigs go through the trash compact.
I mean, at least the 6 is the obvious thing. It's the teeth, and then that's it. So instead of having a weird,
you could use it for priority rolls. Although, the question as to whether or not it rolls fair, I don't know, nor do I care.
Yeah.
Whatever. Someone's like, I've got my dice. I'm like, sure. Those we're not using them. If you're rolling anything over 5 attacks, you're not using them, and I don't give a shit, right? Yeah, so I'm just going to roll 80 of these for my grots. I'm like, fuck off. What are the ones? The only thing positive about them is that the one is plainly buttholes.
The one is a 1. I mean, they are pretty easy to read compared to some of the other dice.
The glow-in-the-dark high-net dice.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, okay. So we know that there's obviously going to be squig hoppers, squig herders. There's the cavalcade of gits, shamans. So I mean, I assume you're just excited about the entire thing, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and same questions to Twitch chat.
Definitely, I'm up for the shamans. I'm quite interested in doing endless spell. I've been loving my endless spells list, so I'd love to do the endless spells and the shamans and carry on with the crazy magic.
Yeah. It feeds in quite nicely, isn't it? Realistically, for you.
Yeah. The Loon King looks pretty cool, and he's got. Oh, that's one thing we didn't mention. He's got a cool ability, which I think was at the end of 8th edition, was one of the end times things that the Night Goblins could do, was nicking your opponent's magic items.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's picked up on that. He can nick artifacts of power.
You also made a really good point earlier that the fact that there's non-named behemoth characters. So that would be like a True Lord Ancient, for example. Yeah. Like that really is really, and there are some battalions or 10 battalions, and things like Arachnaroks also exist as well. That's really good for artifacts, because I'm sure that there's a bunch of artifacts in the book, but just any good old artifacts from the realms that are knocking around as well on non-named characters, and especially if those, because we saw one of the battalions, the Troggoth battalion, which was the Troggoth, so the Troggoth dude, some Dankhold Troggoths, and 0 to 2 giants, which I'm sure you're over the moon about. Sorry, Gargants. Let's get that right.
El Guzzlers.
And then it was just any natural 6s to hit do 2 damage. So super underpowered. So hopefully it costs like 80 points. But an interesting design mechanic, because we've kind of gone through like a weird iteration of design mechanics, right? This is very much in the design mechanic of the Daughters of Cain and the Nighthorn books. But very, very different to the Beasts of Chaos book, which was all 1-drop units, or 1-drop battalions and big battalions that you could do. So there's been some.
Yeah, I mean, we've only seen the one example. There was on the page opposite was the Squigalanch battalion, where you could see the units and that looked like more of a complete army.
Yeah.
Especially as one of those items looked like it might be a smaller battalion as well.
Oh, okay. So there might be some larger narrative ones, like a Sylvaneth book.
Yeah. So you might still be able to get the 1-drop, but then obviously, like you say, getting the extra command points and the extra artifacts and stuff, and reducing your number of drops is still going to be really advantageous, especially to the Moon Clan Gloomspite thing, because it's all about board control a lot of the time with those.
We've also seen Fanatics are going to be units of 5, right?
Well, they're sold in 5s. So you would expect them to be in units of 5s, because at the moment they're sold in 3s and they're in units of 3s. And there's 2 variants on them as well. So
that might be a fundamental change to the mechanics of
what they do.
Of what they do.
Well, again, in the one video we did see a section on the Loon Smasher, which is the fanatic that we know with the ball and chain, and on there it looks like everything's pretty much the same. The setup is slightly different, so the whole unit is set up within 3 as opposed to...
It's a bonus, right?
Well, yeah, it works out roughly the same, because it used to be set up the fanatics within an inch. So you could set it up so the back of its base was an inch, just like less than an inch away. So you'd get 2 inches. So wholly within 3, you're probably getting an extra ½ inch or so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But then I did notice, if you slide the thing backwards and forwards, you can read the second part of that paragraph.
Yeah.
And it looks like you won't be able to run and release the fanatics, because it says if you release them in your charge phase, and the unit is unable to charge, then the fanatics they can still be released, but they can't charge.
Okay.
And they still have to be outside of 3 of the enemy, whereas previously you could release them straight into combat. There was nothing that stopped you.
Oh, that's cool. Clearing up the rules.
Yeah.
But do you know what rules they haven't cleared up?
What's that?
So what's that? What's that, Precious? Or get on your AOS app. So you know the Beastclaw Raiders?
Yeah.
You know the Thunder Tusk?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how War Scrolls always override core rules?
Yeah, yeah.
You know how the Thunder Tusk does a 6 mortal wound shot on a 2+?
Yeah, yeah.
And it does it in the shooting phase?
Yeah.
Does it in the shooting phase? Doesn't do it in your shooting phase.
Okay. Just the shooting.
Just the shooting phase. I'll let that one sink in for everyone at home. Oh my God, no! Don't do this to me. I heard that Goss today, and I was like, oh no, that's. But hopefully, it's a missile attack. Though it doesn't matter. What happens. It's actually an ability that happens in the shooting phase.
Yeah, but it's listed under missiles.
The shooting phase. It's all right. Don't worry. People have been through it. They've all had a row, and the result is. Don't care, but I just thought it was a cool little janky mechanic that no one should ever use or think about or talk about ever again. But it's worth bringing up so that they FAQ it because they clearly listen to the show, which is good. And also, well done to you guys. Like you guys are smashing it out of the park at the minute with AOS, in my opinion. Like you could do some points changes here or there, but that's cool. You chill out. You listen to them playtesters. I'm sure they're able to beat those armies, even though on paper they've lost to those armies several times. What up? You excited?
There you go. Yes, I am.
Yeah?
Very excited. Can't wait to get my hands on one of them battle tomes and read the stories.
I want to read the story. Inside. I honestly want to read the story. I wish that they would. I hope that they do a narrative book with it, because I really like. I just think the novels are better. All said and done. The Nurgle book, I quite like Nurgle. I think Nurgle's super fun, and I found reading through the narrative on that a bit of a chore. I like the Daughters of Cain one; that was really fun. The Idneth one just felt very much like the Daughters of Cain one. Like there's a lot of hyperbole, which I don't need. You don't need to get me jazzed up about the destructive bedower of a shark. I'm like, that's fine, that's cool. Like I get that they're warriors. Like I prefer more like of the world building for me to put the warrior system into it. Yeah, but you know, that's the critical choice, and I can't write a book to save my life, so fuck me and everything that I wrote it on. But I'm really excited about reading the book. So yeah, and the narrative, and then making little caves and picturing little grots everywhere. Hopefully, I'll be able to run a whole Spider-Fang army. Yeah.
I would have thought so. Yeah, I would have thought if you take the Arachnarok as your boss, then that'll mean that the spiders have become battle line. So yeah.
And then maybe a battalion. Yeah. And if I can run a battalion and some endless spells, which I'm sure I can, because it seems like they've gone spider heavy. Are Scutlands in it? Do we still know?
I've not seen anything specific. Not in any of the leaks so far. No.
Boo. Hi, Hellstorm Wargaming. Thanks very much for the weekend. You're great. At least the Gobblepalooza or whatever they are came out late. So what do we all think about the shamanistic fire ogres on Firebelly's release? That'd be fun. Hey up guys, how do you like them gobs? We all like them, and you can run all Spider-Fang. But will it be good? Will it be good?
Of course.
Nath, it's been a cool 2018. Thanks.
Yeah, it's been great.
That's good. 2019 is going to be pretty exciting.
It is. It's going to be loads of stabbing, loads of duffing in people's heads. It's going to be
I can't wait to duff in some people's heads. I mainly can't wait to shoot all of your new units to death. I can't wait for the first time in a very long time for you to have new model syndrome. You put them on the board and I'm just going to fucking one-shot them. You're going to be like, look at this lovely guy, it's Solaka. And I'm like, he is number one on my fucking list. Yeah.
I'm going to release Spore Splatter Squigs and you won't be able to shoot me.
I don't give. What do they do?
They protect you from the enemy's shooting.
In what way?
Spore Splatter Fanatics. I don't know how they do it.
What, they just create a wall if you can't shoot me?
Yeah.
What a fucking bunch of shit. What? What, you just like, no shooting for you?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, okay, cool. Alright, solid. Yeah, really good. Alright, so it's going to be like every game I play with you with combat, yeah? But now you can do it against me shooting as well. Fucking great.
Can't shoot me, can't fight me, fuck you. I've got your gold.
And also, One Night Stands makes a really good point. If I want to run Nightfang, which Games Workshop will know, it's probably going to be garbage, as he has a habit of putting the mocker on armies, which I do. So probably all you Spider-Fang guys. I do you know what, in the future, I won't ever say what armies I want to run. Yeah, hopefully saving some from being nerfed and banhammered. I'm going to be playing Stormcast for all of 2019. You heard it here first. The only units I like are Sequitors, the Knight Encounters, and I really, really love Evocators.
Cool.
They're the best.
Game on.
I have an entire army of only those 3 models. That's it. That's all I have.
Led by Gabriel Shawheart.
What?
Led by Gabriel Shawheart.
I've got him, and then I have an entire unit of counts as Sequitors of Gabriel Shawhearts. So please don't nerf my £900 unit. That would really upset me. Anyway, I'm going to have a great season. I can't wait to kill your grots. I can't wait to travel the world and kill some other people's armies.
It looks like there's going to be loads of grots.
There's loads, right?
Every other person on Twitter is...
Yeah, it's either going to be Troggoths or grots.
It's just like, what's going on?
I cannot wait to hit eBay about July. Yeah, I'm going to be picking up Troggoths like they're going out of fashion. I'm like, come on, little Troggoths, I'll rehome you, you poor little bastards. Let's talk about the armies you hate. Let them get the bait. I will do. Must survive. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Happy New Year, Red Strike, Honest Wargamer, Angry Wargamer, Grotcasted Turtles. Happy New Year, Boulder Dash, John. Thanks, John, for doing all the artwork this year. You've been amazing. Thanks to everyone who's helped with the show. You've been amazing. Thanks to you to Nathan. You've been great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for everyone for dealing with me for the past year. This is actually, on a personal note, this has actually been the most difficult year of my entire life. So you guys are the reason that I was able to get through the whole thing. So, and that's a big shout out to Nathan Prescott and everyone else. So you guys are great. Really appreciate that. And at least I don't put up rubbish stuff on Facebook like Speckles. So. Happy 2019, everyone. Tune in as soon as you can for our next latest show. Check the Twitch thing. I think there's a thing you can set it up so you'll just automatically get a notification when it's live. You should do that. Yeah. You should do that on YouTube. You should do that all the time, just so you don't miss our shows, and you'll see loads more.
Cool.
Goodbye.
Nice one. Cheers.